Hey everyone, and welcome to this Marvel Snap Beginner's Guide on one of the best decks in Marvel Snap for beginners, the Beginner's Control deck. And in this guide, I'm going to walk you through each of the cards that comprises of the deck, and I'll give you an explanation as to why it's there, and give you an idea of how it works, because if you're watching this video, you're new to the game, so perhaps a little bit of an explanation works wonders. And also, at the end of this explanation, I'm going to be providing like 4 or 5 gameplay clips to illustrate to you how the deck functions, how it's played, and I think those are a lot of fun, because I'm playing this beginner's deck against guys who are playing like late pool 3 cards, so it's kind of fun to see how a beginner's deck can actually be viable at higher ranks. Regardless, let's talk about it. Now, the first card is Korg. It's a 1-drop. Shuffle a rock into your opponent's deck. Now, the nice thing about shuffling this rock, this 1 mana, 0 power rock, is that it disrupts their hand. It disrupts their ability to draw the cards reliably that they want. You only have a 12-card deck in Marvel Snap. It becomes a 13-card deck with the rock. And not like Dwayne The Rock Johnson, but, you know, this rock. Anyways, the way I said that was a little awkward. But regardless, the Korg does a good job of kind of diluting their deck and making their draws less reliable. And then you have Nightcrawler. Now, Nightcrawler is one of my favorite cards. I play Nightcrawler all the time. And you saw any other beginner's guide videos that I did? I have like a series of like almost 12, 15 videos that I did for the beginner's videos series. And I talked about Nightcrawler a lot in conjunction with someone like Angela. And I'm going to talk about these two together. Now, Angela is one of the best cards you can play in Marvel Snap. It is a 2-1. As soon as you proc it once, it becomes a 2-3, which is good enough, and then a 2-5, and 2-7 is absolutely massive. Well, you can get it to 2-9 with Nightcrawler, because the major disadvantage of Angela is that you cannot, like, you can only play into her, right? So you play her as the first card in a location, and then you can play 3 cards on top of her, proccing the +2 3 times. But with Nightcrawler, you can do the proc 4 times, because you can play Nightcrawler into her, and then move him. And then when you move him, you can play another card in his place. Not only that, but Nightcrawler is great, because there are going to be a lot of locations that you can't necessarily reach into. They're going to be locations that are blocked off. They're going to be flooded. They're going to be locations that, you simply cannot play cards into, or, there might be like Death's Domain. It destroys a card if you play it there. So Nightcrawler is able to counter that, which is extremely valuable. Gives you a little bit of added flexibility. Now, in the middle of the two that we just spoke about is Yondu. Now, I really like Yondu. He kind of has the opposite effect of Korg, whereas he actually takes a card from the opposing deck and axes it out. He gets rid of it. So it has two kind of components to it. First of all, you want to play Yondu before Korg if you have that choice. Secondly, because if you hit the rock, it just feels terrible. Secondly, Yondu, what he does is he gets a card out of their deck and destroys it. That's useful. However, it's also worth noting is, again, you have a 12-card deck. Now they have an 11-card deck. So if you hit a card that's kind of inconsequential, it actually improves their draw capabilities, because now you got rid of a card that they weren't going to play anyways, because like that you played Yondu on turn 3. Now you just increase the chances they pull their turn 6 combo. So that's kind of the control element of Yondu, but also the risk element of Yondu as well. Then you have Cable. I just love Cable. Cable's a lot of fun because he's a 2-2, which is a little on the weak side, but you are pulling the bottom card of your opponent's deck into your hand. You're actually removing it from their deck. It's not a copy. You are removing it from their deck. And the nice thing about this is you often hit like the American Chavez, like who is in beginner series. They're often a card that is there almost all the time. So you're going to remove Chavez, you're going to remove valuable cards, and it also gives you an idea of what kind of deck they're playing in advance, because you get to see the composition of their deck. Then you got Scarlet Witch. Now, Scarlet Witch is super important. As I discussed in my locations beginner's guide and my combos beginner's guides, Scarlet Witch is super important because you need lane correction. This is one of the mistakes I've seen a lot of brand new players make, whereas they don't put lane correction, or location correction, I should say, into their deck. And so when they get a location that is disadvantageous to them and advantageous to the opponent, they have no way to deal with it, and they basically concede a lane. So I think it's extremely important that you always consider playing Scarlet Witch. She's a 2-power 3, which is strong enough. But obviously you do run the risk of the randomness of playing Scarlet Witch and getting a new random location. Like, who knows what you get? But as long as it's better than the one that's there already, then chances are you'll be a-okay. But I mean, it could be worse too, but that rarely happens. And then you have Wolfsbane. Now, she's a great card. And in your early moments of your career in Marvel Snap, you'll find yourself in a situation where you're often playing like you know, zoo style decks and decks that have wide boards and large locations. And Wolfsbane is a very strong card. Even at like 3-5, for instance, you play Wolfsbane into 2 others. That's pretty decent. That's decent enough, right? Considering like White Queen is a 4-6, right? So you're getting decent value. And if you play Wolfsbane as the final card in the location, it's a 3-7, which is pretty legit. It's just a good value card that gives you some added flexibility. Cosmo's fantastic. This is a tech card. I've talked about Cosmo being one of the best tech cards in the game over and over again. If you see my other videos, you know that. And Cosmo's great because as a 3-3, he's, I mean, kind of weak, but this ongoing ability that prevents all on reveals from occurring. This is what you want when you're facing some decks that might have like discard mechanics like Hela, or they might have, you know, Destroyer or whatever it is. The Cosmo really helps you to essentially kind of lock down a location and prevent on reveals from impacting you. But remember, it impacts you as well because you can't play into that location with an on reveal either. So someone like Jessica Jones would be negatively impacted. Now, once again, this is a control deck, so this wouldn't be a control deck without someone like Enchantress. Enchantress, who removes all on reveal abilities from cards at the location on both sides, both yours and theirs. Now, the advantage of Enchantress, and you're going to see it in one of these clips, it's absolutely ridiculous, is that like some major cards that people play, like Blue Marvel, Iron Man, you know, there's so many cards that have these wild ongoing effects. KaZoo is going to be really popular at your bracket, and Enchantress just hard counters them. And the problem is that when you build a deck around having these ongoing abilities and they're stripped away from you, the power of your deck just disappears. It dissipates. So yes, Enchantress is a 4-4, just like KaZoo's a 4-4, but removing KaZoo's ability completely is a 4-4 tempo card that just sucks, right? So Enchantress is absolutely fantastic. You got the Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones recently buffed to be 1 lower energy. And now, if you don't play a card there next turn, you get +4 power, which is pretty solid because you can kind of play around that pretty predictably. It's also predictable for your opponent as well, but a 4-8 is immense value, and it's good. And remember, you can play back into that location on turn 6. And then the actual kind of, not necessarily control part of it, but this is the fancy pants combo part of it. You got White Tiger. You play a 5-1, you have a Tiger here, a 5-7, and basically what happens is you play it and this Tiger hits a random other location. It's a 50-50 chance regardless of how many slots are available on either location, okay? And White Tiger is good. Why? Because it combos wonderfully with Odin. Now, Odin has the benefit of sending, you play it on top of the White Tiger, and the White Tiger will send another Tiger to another location. Moreover, Odin will actually send back units like Green Goblin, Hobgoblin, because the on reveal effect that sends the Hobgoblin over to your side gets reactivated and they get sent back to the opposing side as well. And as a 6-8, it's a pretty solid card. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. If you need like you know, a substitution for an individual card, let me know. The community will help as well. And but overall, I think this is an absolutely fantastic deck. You're going to see in these Twitch highlights that, you know, we absolutely rocked guys in Pool 3 with it. It took them totally by surprise. And I really hope you enjoy these clips. And join us live. If you're new to the game, I absolutely would love to see you live on Twitch. Enjoy the clips. Beginner deck, make me proud. We're gonna go Korg here. Hellfire Club doesn't really impact us. I'm not too worried about it. All I want to do is leave some space for our friend White Tiger and Odin. So Ant-Man comes out. You don't see Ant-Man very often. Okay, so Starlight Citadel, that's interesting. We probably just get rid of this. I don't like the idea of potentially getting rid of, like, using our location correction right away, but I kind of want to play on tempo here. Central Park. Wall, okay. Okay, that's not bad. Could have been worse. We literally have no play. Okay. No, we don't play him there. We play him here and we consider where we're going to send him. I hope he plays Lizard there. He plays Emily Maw. Okay, so this looks like it's going to be a Wong-going deck. I don't want to play... It's funny, because Enchantress would have counteracted Ant-Man, but now he screwed up his own Ant-Man. What the hell is he doing? He's got 2 cards here. I believe he's trying to use a Wong Spectrum combo. So we hold Enchantress. We play Wolfsbane. This becomes a 3-7. We win this lane. If we see Wong... which I'm expecting this to be Wong. It's KaZoo. Okay. We Jessica Jones here. Okay, he's gonna snap. We Jessica Jones here. Let's see if he plays here. If he plays like Blue Marvel here, he does. Yeah, I think he's gonna try an Onslaught combo. Yeah, okay. This is why we're playing a control deck, folks. This is exactly why we're playing a control deck. We do this. Now, it's not the most ideal tempo play. Now, if we actually do the math here, so he's gonna play Onslaught as well. So he wins this lane. 3, 2, 5. Yes, we just do this. Okay. But there's nothing for his Onslaught to actually... Oh. Oh, it's Claw. Buddy. Actually, that's not what I expected at all. Now you really just lose. Buddy, see, this is absolute god tier control deck play right now. God tier control deck play. This was the best example of what this deck does. And I mean, it's just perfect. It's perfect. Like, this is a beginner deck, and we just, with one 4-cost card, completely dismantled his entire game. This was the epitome of what a control deck does. This was the best example I've ever recorded of what a control deck does. And it was simply one play. And look, we had our combo cards. We just didn't use them. Because we focused on our control first. And it won us the game. We played Korg mid. Korg's coming out mid. Actually, I shouldn't even be playing Korg mid. I should be playing him on the right, because if I get Medusa and Angela, they should be going mid. It's Nexus, so I actually got destroyed here by the Korg, honestly. It was a rough play. We are going to play on tempo. We're just going to go mid for now. We're going to go mid for now. Now, what we want to probably do is proc to Jessica Jones mid. We'll probably have to save the Enchantress for the potential... a potential play where he probably plays Iron Man middle. So obviously we don't... Having Korg there feels absolutely terrible. No, okay, we're getting wrecked right now. We do this. We're so off tempo right now, it's actually super sad. I get his hood. Nice, okay. That would have been useful like a second ago. Because I'd have thrown his hood over here. We Jessica Jones. He plays Typhoid Mary. It's actually pretty huge because it offsets, right? Angela. Hood. Nightcrawler. Turn 6, I don't think we play Odin. We leave Nightcrawler here for now. I let him commit to the Nexus fully, and I jabate him. Oh, man. But I hate holding 2 mana like this. I think I have to. I think the only hope that we win is that we jabate this guy into throwing too much value into mid. So he eats Typhoid Mary and Carnage. He's really going all in on mid. So I think we can actually kind of outsmart this guy a little bit here. We do this. We do this. We do this. We do this. I think net, that's enough value to win. He's going to commit mid. It's fine. Snap all you want, dude. Let's see what he does. I could have put Cosmo mid as well to prevent any shenanigans. But I think he's going to try and drop something absolutely massive into mid here. He commits fully mid. I Scarlet Witch. Okay. He plays 0. And Red Skull. Okay. Good job, dude. Good job, dude. Let's give him a hand. You got absolutely destroyed by Scarlet Witch. You literally just got destroyed by Scarlet Witch. You got absolutely outplayed by a beginner deck because you got greedy. You got greedy with lane correction. You got greedy with the location, and you just paid the price for that. A beginner deck, guys. This is a beginner deck, and we just crushed this guy. He's got Red Skull, pull 3 card, Venom a pull 3 card, Zero a pull 3 card, and he got spanked because of a good play with a beginner card. But now we got Psylocke. What the hell am I gonna do with a Psylocke? Nothing. We're gonna play Korg instead. Okay, he's got the hood. It's not bad. We can actually Psylocke into Jessica Jones, which is kind of cool. I think I do that, honestly. Dream Dimension. Hey, Dream Dimension. We are going to Psylocke here. We're going to cheat out this Jessica Jones. So he's definitely trying to get a kill combo going there. Oh, perfect. Well, I mean, it's good for him too, so... We'll cheat out Jessica Jones. And then we can Angela Yondu Nightcrawler here. Into mid. That allows us to follow up with Wolfsbane and something else. I think ultimately we give up this left lane with Korg and Psylocke there. I don't think we actually contest it. He plays Demon mid. That is kind of the disadvantage of trying to contest with Bucky Barnes in the hood. You get way too much additional value. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to Angela Nightcrawler Yondu. We move the Nightcrawler out. Actually, I don't Yondu there. Do I Yondu here? Because then if I pull the White Tiger goes there. But let's do this for now, because it allows us to play the Wolfsbane, and Wolfsbane's going to draw double proc on the Odin play. So we get rid of Red Skull. He plays Typhoid Mary. Good value there. So now we're in a situation where he has a lot of additional value. Does he contest mid here? No, he doesn't. He gives mid. So he plays Venom. He destroys those cards, gets their value. Winter Soldier comes out as well. He might have us. I don't know if we can actually beat him here. I think he debates us into going there. I think we do this. I think he's expecting us to play there. Let's go. He plays Mysterio. And what else? An Enchantress. Okay. We gap him by 1. Where's the real Mysterio? Look at that, folks! That's how it's done! This guy just played a ton of Pool 3 cards, and we just won with our Pool 1 beginner deck. That brings a tear of joy to my eye. We just outplayed a guy late into Pool 3 with a beginner deck. Absolutely love it. All right, Mojo World, we're coming. Got to play on tempo here. He brings Nightcrawler in. I bring Yondu. What are we going to hit? What are we going to hit? We hit Carnage. Okay, not bad. Not bad. Okay, nice. We don't have to play into to Mojo World here. I think we ultimately probably do. But I think I'm okay also with going Angela mid here. Because I want to have some value in Mojo World. Because if he just zoos out, he plays Angela there, which is fine. Okay, so we get to play Jessica Jones here on curve, which is nice. And I think we actually play Jessica Jones here. Because it makes it extremely hard. If I fill that lane, I have so much value there. Whereas I think he's junking it a little bit. I mean, he can move the Nightcrawler out, so it's not a big deal. But, like, a lot of players think, like, oh, I'm just going to fill that lane up. And, like, he did the right thing. He moved the Nightcrawler, yeah, but he's throwing a Korg down. So it's not getting enough value. It's Korg Scorpion. Whatever. It's whatever, right? Because Jessica Jones is going to proc, and then now she's a massive card compared to these guys. And I have my White Tiger Odin combo. So now what I do, I go mid here. We're a little off tempo. But it's okay, we got to proc the Angela here. So we get big there. He plays Green Goblin, not a big deal. Because now we can actually send it back with Odin, by the way. And White Tiger should end up in that location. We'll have to see, though. So what we do is we do this. We drop the White Tiger. This is textbook. And then we can move the Nightcrawler over to complete Mojo World. So he hits us with the Spider-Woman. Pretty big play there. It's a pretty strong card, honestly. Okay, nice. Nice, he snaps on me. So what we do is we actually send the Nightcrawler here to guarantee it. So he has 9, 11. So 1822. Ours would be 10. We can't actually do that. So we have to hope that the white tiger ends up over there. That's the only way we win that location. But I'm sending this back. It's worth going here. Let's go. We're sending Green Goblin back. If White Tiger hits Mojo World, we just cleanly win. And even if it doesn't, if it lands in Wakandan Embassy, which I mean it's gonna hit one of the two, it's still a lot of value on the board. He drops Hobgoblin over, which is fine. It basically means we win Mojo World. Look, so Green Goblin goes back. White Tiger goes on to Mojo World, and we just won the game. We just won the game. It's so easy, guys. All you need is a pool 1 beginner deck, and you'll win games. It's all you need.